What's good, my boy? Splashy here. In today's video, we will be doing the power forward tier list. As you can see, the tiers, we got top tier. Well, first, before I even explain the tiers, power forward is a position on 2K23 that you can really run whoever you want at that position. Like, especially with some of us having Yao at center, like, you can literally put a bronze card at the 4 and he'll most likely be serviceable. Like, so the only thing at power 4 right now that you need to have really is height. If you are at least 6'11", honestly, like, you're fine and you can honestly play at the top level. Other than that, though, I mean, you got top tier. You got the power forwards that are good enough to be ran as top power forwards, which mean they either excel on the ball, excel jump shot wise, excel rebounding wise, excel defensive wise. Then you got the tier that say height or just not dumb tough. So this would be like Bob Netolicky. Bob Netolicky, if he was 7'1", would obviously be a top 3 power forward on the game. But since he's only 6'9", height is capping him from being as good as he would be, such as Tyler Hansborough, you feel me, etc., etc. Then you just got trash. So first we're gonna start off with AD. AD goes and can be ran like a top power forward, 6'11". One of the best defenders on the game, even when we were forced to run his trophy case card. So that right in there is good. His only flaw is his jump shot. And I told y'all about cards where their only flaw is really their jump shot and they'll excel at everything else. That it'll be fine. I know a lot of people like running a trophy case version of Anthony Davis. So this Anthony Davis, if he didn't cost as much as he did, his price might have went down because the last drop just happened. But if he didn't cost as much as he did, obviously he would be magnificent. But that's the only thing I see wrong with him. Other than that, top tier defensively, gets good rebounding animations, shot is good, like, he good money. Next we got Bam. Bam just goes into height or not just dumb tough. Bam is really small, his shot is really trash. He's also from a set that didn't really birth a lot of good power forwards. It's nothing against him. It's just what he was what he was thrown into. Like, he just wasn't thrown into where the rest of the tough power forwards was. He just didn't come from a set in which that would have been the case. Other than that, I would have thought Bam was good. Even the Opal Bam that y'all got for free, it was the same thing. Ben Wallace falls into that same category. Good, but height is capping him off. Like, he's 6'9". He does have a good jump shot. He does have, Steve Francis, Kobe escape. But when people are running KP at the 4, Yao at the 5, Ben Wallace is now put at a 6-inch, 7-inch height differential. You feel me? And we all know with 2K23 being the game we playing, that's not really getting you far. You feel me? That's not getting you far. So that's that. Next we got Blake. I'm going to put Blake in trash just because, like, I can't put everybody in the same tier. You got to throw some people out of the equation. Blake's shot just won't be, that good. Last time Blake had a really, really good card in my eyes was 21 when he was one of the first big men with Showtime. He was speed glitching. Other than that, Blake's card just isn't that good at the 4 to 5 this year unless you are a Blake fan. Next we got Bob Netolicky. He is like the prime time believer in height is capping him off from being ran like a top power forward. Bob is still good. He's just only 6'9". He doesn't come with some of the Hoff badges that everybody has now, like clamp breaker, quick burst step, limitless range, posterizer, but he does come with 10 defensive badges across the board. I think you still can run Bob if you wanted to. I just think the only thing messing him up is height. So then you got a player like Chet, right? What's the difference between Chet and Bob? Chet's 7 feet. I think as long as the power forward is really 7 foot, I think you can run him as a top power forward, especially if you putting him next to Yao. I think that's what a lot of people be missing. Like, next we got Chris Bosh. I think Chris Bosh can be ran like a top power forward. I think next to Yao, he will excel. Shot is very quick, can get off those shots in tough pockets, can rebound, can put the ball on the ground, half limitless. I think he's good. Like, that's just that. Christian Laettner will go in this, but he won't go in this for height. He's going to go in there. I just don't think he's dumb tough. I just think he's a mid-tier power forward. He is 6'11", but I just don't think he excels at nothing crazy in which you would run him over the top, however many power forwards we going to have on this list. Next, we got Chris Kaman. Chris Kaman, let me look at Chris Kaman, actually, because I actually never looked at the Chris Kaman card. Chris Kaman got the Oreo Sark. He can't put the ball on the ground at all, but he is 7 feet. I'm gonna put Chris Kaman. How do you even get Chris Kaman? I don't even know how you get Chris Kaman. Let me see. Is it from a clutch time or something? Let me look real quick. actually don't know how you get Chris Kaman. Is it from going to level 40 or something? Hey, right now I have no idea how you get Chris Kaman, but I'm gonna put Chris Kaman in just trash because every single power forward on the game can put the ball on the ground at this level, and he still has basic everything when it comes to dribbling the ball. And if you're gonna have basic everything, you either need to excel with your jump shot or you need to excel in some other area. He just needs too many badges to be fluent. Like, he only gets 6 badges, and he needs limitless takeoff, he needs slithery, he needs limitless range, he needs dead eye, he needs clutch shooter, he needs slippery off ball, he needs clamp breaker, he needs quick first step. Y'all get the point, baby. So that's why I'll be putting Chris Kaman in trash. Next we got D-Rob. D-Rob is the first card that we will be putting in top tier. D-Rob at the power forward position. Everybody knows this. Every single year he gets his power forward card. Usually runs the power forward position for a while. Like, it's just how it is. He's going to always run the power forward position for a while, and it's nothing nobody will ever be able to do about it. Jump shot is one of the best jump shots we see at the power forward position, especially for being center. Also left-handed. We don't get a bunch of left-handed jump shooters in my team the entire year, so add that on. One of the best defenders on the game. A lot of people like putting him on ball, especially when the other person has a Ben Simmons or something of that nature. D-Rob just does it all. Also has normal fade now. Can get you a bucket if you really down in a rut. So like D-Rob. Next we got Dirk. Dirk will go and can be ran like top power forward. Dirk probably honestly got the quickest shot out of all the power forwards that don't got a meta jump shot. Like, Dirk's shot really get up. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But Dirk's shot really get up, especially if you add badges to him, because he came in a set Cosmic where you were just then allowed to add Hall of Fame badges to people. Dirk definitely, especially with being 7'1", excels at just playing power forward, especially if you throw him next to a Yao. I think he'll be just fine. Next we got Duff. Duff goes right next to Bob, and just one outdated, 2 height is capping him off. If Duff's card got remade and was 7'1", he'd be probably the best power forward on the game, but he's only 6'8" at the 4. Ben Wallace is definitely most likely better than him. Height is just what's capping him off. Next we got Sabonis. Sabonis' card is trash. It's not really nothing to it. I think his card just is trash. Mikan will also go in the trash at this point. At the time when Flash Forward came out, George Mikan was a really good forward. George Mikan not being able to get limitless, among other badges that makes your power forward actually excel in certain areas, is knocking him down a notch. Next we got Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley just came out in the set yesterday, so I have to like look at some of these cards to see. Evan Mobley has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 defensive badges. Obviously can get every badge on the game. I would need to see how bad his shot is in game. Like, I think that's the only thing. I would need to see how bad his shot is in game. But other than that, I'm going to put him in. Can be ran like a top tier power forward. I'm going to put him right next to AD. I think him and AD probably the exact same card. Evan Mobley probably might play better defense than him. Anthony Davis can probably get off a shot better than him. I think the only thing Evan Mobley has to his disposal is he has a trash shot. But Evan Mobley is 6'11", 7 feet actually. So he fits the cap. You remember how when I was talking to you about PG's got to be 6'5", really to like be on the court nowadays. It's the same thing with like power forwards. To be on the court nowadays, 6'11" is kind of pushing it, but 7 foot is really the height you want to be. Next we got Giannis. Giannis will, at the power forward position, I think he can be ran like a top power forward. I don't think he's a top tier power forward anymore. I think we're getting a lot of power forwards that are better than him because of three-pointer, Giannis still steps in. I think Giannis can get every badge, but I think Giannis should be ran at his position, which is the small forward position. I don't think you should run Giannis at the 4. I think he can be ran like a top power forward though. Next we got Greg Oden Howard. I don't think Greg Oden Howard is that good. It's just what it is. I just don't think Greg Oden, Dwight Howard clone is really that good on this game. Like, shot is dumb slow. I think they could have did him just a little bit better when they made him. Like, you feel me? I think they kind of just threw him in the bracket busters and was like, we gonna give you some, but we ain't gonna give you too much. Like, 3 starts off a little bit low. He doesn't have the dribble 6 that every other power forward gets on the game. He's one of the power forwards that doesn't get his shot on very quick instead of quick, and he's very recent, basic fade instead of normal fade. Not a lot of shooting badges while also needing play badges and a slashing badge. Like, that's all I think. I think Greg Oden is not really that good, and it's not hype capping him off. Next we got James Wiseman. Now y'all like the James Wiseman just because he's a budget option, but I'm gonna put James Wiseman in just kind of the serviceable tier. Like, you could run him, but I don't think he's all that good. I think there are a bunch of options that are better than him. Speaking of Jaren Jackson Jr., I think Jaren Jackson Jr. would literally go into this same tier. Like, defensively, I think they're obviously monsters. Well, Jaren Jackson Jr. is a monster. I just don't think you should be running him over other options that you can get at the power forward position, especially with Evan Mobley coming out. I don't think you should be running somebody over like Evan Mobley if you're going to pick one of the cheaper options. Next, we got Yi. Surprisingly, Yi can be ran like a top power forward. A lot of people still run Yi next to Yao for the Chinese duo, Chinese connection, you feel me? Yi just has one of the quickest shots at the 4. And he 7 feet, he looks about 7'2" in game. He just fits really nice next to Yao Ming. Like, that's what all of these power forwards really are. Like, who can be put next to Yao Ming and excel at the highest level? Next, we got Joel Embiid at the 4. I think he's trash. Jump shot is dog water. I think if you do run him, you should run him at the center, but it's hard to even run him at center because the centers are too big nowadays. So, that's that. Next, we got Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac will go in the same tier as like the little fake serviceable. I don't think Jonathan Isaac is that tough at the 4. I think at the 3, he's a good, great, if anything, a top tier small forward. But at power forward, I don't think Jonathan Isaac really should be at the 4 at this moment. I think you just got a lot of options that can do exactly what he's gonna do, but they do it at the 4 plus rebounding plus more badges. Next, we got Julius Randle. My Knicks fans, man, Julius Randle's card is just going to be trash all year until they start changing something about him. If you are a Knicks fan, he probably is the best card on the game, but they need to do something. Next, we got Karl Malone. Karl Malone also falls into trash. Just missing too much stuff. That's literally all it is. If he wasn't missing as much stuff as he was, he probably would be a little bit better, but he's just missing too much stuff. Next, we got Bracket Busters Kareem. That will be the second power forward we will be putting in top tier. I think he is the best. I know he is the best on-ball defender on the game. The only flaw to Kareem, honestly, I wouldn't even say is his jump shot, is how much he costs. The Bracket Buster set is whacking about 2.1 to 2.5 million. With us not being able to buy MT as we were, you feel me? You probably not wasting that on somebody to play power forward. Kareem does still get the best animations probably out of everybody you'll put at the 4. Rebounding wise, etc. Besides maybe Taco, but Taco's not getting them animations because his card is good. He's getting those animations because he's 7'6". So with Kareem only being 7'1", 7'2", I think he does everything he's supposed to do. He can put the ball on the ground, Kobe escape, etc. I think Kareem is a good card. I just don't know if a lot of people are gonna pay 2.5 for him. Next, we got KP. KP goes in the top tier as well. 7'3", so can do that. Comes with normal fade now, which is a lot better. Jump shot, obviously, everybody loves KP's jump shot every single year. They gave him good defense. They gave him good statistics. I think KP at the 4, especially with the height mismatch he will bring to the table, I think he is the best counter to when you play versus Taco, because he be running Taco pockets. Honestly, he be running Taco pockets. So, that's that. Next, we got KG. I think KG can be ran like a top power forward. I wouldn't say he is top tier. The LaMelo shot is just a little bit slow at the power forward position, and if you're not really putting the ball on the ground with him to try to create a mismatch, I don't think he excels in what he's supposed to be used for, and I just think that's kind of what it is. But I think if you stick him next to a center and maybe use him as a tertiary ball handler, which is like your third ball handler, I think KG excels. MPJ is trash at the 4. You should only play him at the 3, if that, and I don't even think you should play him at the 3. I'll go to Shaq. So I'm going to tell you why I'm going to be throwing Shaq in trash. 1, Shaq is a dark matter, so he gets held to a dark matter, comparison. Let's look at the other dark matters on the list, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he should at 6. He should at least be getting thrown in the tier with the rest of the dark matters. And Shaq just isn't getting thrown in that tier. So I'm putting him in trash compared to the rest of the dark matters. As a regular card, like maybe if he was a pink diamond and came out, he'd probably just be not dumb tough. But let me tell you what Shaq's problem is, because I know a lot of people were having back and forths on YouTube videos, Twitch comments, etc. Shaq's problem is, 1, the 3-point rating isn't what makes him trash, but it hinders him a lot. 1, Taco Fall and Yao Ming's 3s are both higher than Shaquille O'Neal's by a sizable margin. It's not that Shaq can't hit wide open. It's Shaq's shot isn't good on top of the fact his 3 is low. Taco has a pretty good shot that people like to release. Yao as well. Shaq has a horrible shot while having a low 3, so that's what hinders him first. 2, they made him like he's a center. You feel me? They made him like he's a center. He can't play center, though, because he's too small. So when Yao Ming is at the 5, he can't even guard a Taco because he's 5 inches smaller. That's that on top of the fact, obviously, you can give him 8 shooting badges. Nobody has a problem with giving him 8 shooting badges. The thing is, the Shaquille O'Neal card will not be ran to where he should be ran. I think they gave him a good 6 size up. Obviously, he does have quick drops. They just made his card wrong. Now, thing is, this could have all been saved if they would have gave him an 83. He does have every single other statistic max. Do not get me wrong. Like, every single one of his other stats are dang near max. But, like I said, his problem falls in an area he can't control. The reason he's trash is because Taco's a card. Taco having a plus 15-3 on him, Yao having a plus 19-3 on him is putting them above him to where his defense isn't really gonna save him because you're not running him at the 4 over the top 5 to 6 power forwards because he doesn't excel at what you'll want your power forward to do. 1. 2, you can't put him at center because he's too small. You can you know, put him versus Yao and, you know, try to do this, try to do that. He does get good animations, but you're just hindering yourself if you run Shaq when you can just put another center at that position. On top of the fact, since the hotfix hasn't been reverted, Shaq won't be mashing Ben Simmons. He won't be mashing Magic Johnson. He won't be mashing Jonathan Bender. You feel me? So he's put at a disadvantage anyways because you'll have to use him more like an inside center with the 3-pointer being something that, you know, he'll use in your off time, but you really can't do that. So that's why I have Shaq in trash. If y'all have any other questions about Shaq, I know some of y'all might have acquired him, but we can talk about it in the comments. It's kind of hard. Thurman goes in the trash because that card just sucks. He's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's old card, but where Spencer Haywood also goes in the trash. Tyler Hansborough basically is the updated version of Bob Nedelicki. I think the only thing hindering him is the fact he's only 6'9". He looks like 6'7" in game as well. If he was 7 feet, he would be a top tier power forward. Jokic is 6'11" on the game, correct? I believe Jokic is 6'11" on the game. From more of a budget standpoint, I think Jokic can be ran as a top tier power forward. They changed his jump shot, so his jump shot does get up quick enough. I don't think he really can put the ball on the ground at a crazy high level. He does have Kobe size of escape, but the Jimmy Butler size up isn't really that good. The only thing saving him is the fact that he has quick drop, so when you get to the paint, he will be fine. For those who like basic fade over normal fade, that also will be good as well. Next, we got Taco. Taco is the last power forward in top tier. I think it is only 4 top tier power forwards on the game that, like, you see them running him at power forward and it makes you think like, dang, that's his power forward. I think everybody else at power forward is more just able to run that position because the power forward position is trash. If that makes sense. You feel me? So, like, I think it's D-Rob, Reem, KP, Taco. After that, I think almost every power forward is tied. Like, I think Bosh, KG, Giannis, Mobley, AD, Chet, Dirk, Jokic, and Yee are all tied. I think you can run any one of these 9. You feel me? You might even be able to pick some people out of Not Dumb Tough and run them as well. Sean Kim goes in trash by now. He never got updated. That's bad ball. But Taco Fall's card is trash. Do not get me wrong. But we're playing 2K23 where height is the only thing that matters on the game. He is 7'6". It's almost to the point to where if you do not have Yao Ming or Taco, you are at a disadvantage on the court. And I don't think that honestly, that don't even make no sense, honestly, but it's kind of how it is. Like, you are at a disadvantage on the court if you do not have Taco or Yao right now. Because none of the power forwards except KP can bang with Taco. Kareem's too small. D-Rob's too small. So you have to have a Yao in the game and hope they're not running Taco and Yao together, which I think is hindering their offense a lot, but it does create a lot of mismatches. But if Yao's in the game, Yao be destroying Taco. But, you know, you'd have to switch the matchup and do a whole bunch of extra stuff. Taco's jump shot is actually pretty fast. You know, he also has normal fade. I think his only thing is his speed. And if you have Don Nelson, I mean, you getting him to 75, 76, 80 speed. So you making up for that, but... Lastly, we have Pau Gasol. I just think Pau Gasol isn't really dumb tough. I think he's more like a budget option that you run if you can't do it. So that's a tier list. Remember, the power forward position is the position where you can hide almost everybody. So, like, you can play a top tier player and they can put a George Mikan at the 4, and it probably won't hurt them because the power forward position doesn't really lose you games unless they're involved. And the only way they involve another person's power forward into the game is running Taco, because 1 through 20 of the people on this list can't mash me in real life because, you know, you miss wide open layups. But that's the power forward position. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them down below. My bad, talking a little bit too fast. I love every single one of y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the tier list. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Stop by the Twitch, Splashy. Let me know what it is. Stop by the Twitter, Splash Edition. Turn on notice, DM or comment on any of my posts with any questions. I love every single one of y'all. I'm out of here. Have a blessed day. Peace.